What's up, everybody? Welcome to some green-black zombies. Hope you're ready to eat some human brains. I am. Let's get our graveyard squared up. As far as our opening hand goes, man, we've got one land source. A Cryptbreaker. Yeah, let's go mulligan on this one. We're on the play. Yeah, we can keep up on this one. Hopefully we can dump our hand and get in spots where we have a nice little active Blood Scrivener. Yeah, let's go and keep. Get the scry on top, see what's on top, see if we want to leave it there. Let's go and put that on the bottom for right now. And then let's go ahead and put the swamp down. Yeah, let's go and put the swamp down. Let's go and go for the, let's go for the Dread Wanderer. Sometimes you get into spots where if we draw into Cryptbreaker, we can, having the Dread Wanderer come into play tapped first instead of the Gravecrawler, because Gravecrawler will not come in and play tapped. It allows you to kind of get into spots where you can activate a quick little Gravecrawler instead of swinging in for two. So let's go and get the Dread Wanderer down, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. But yeah, as far as this build of green-black zombies, mainly what we're looking to do is by splashing black is we're looking to utilize Lotleth Troll and Putrid Leech, and use those in combination with some nice little zombie lords, get into spots where we can kind of build up a nice little board state. Okay, our opponent gets down an Overgrown Tomb and goes for a Thoughtseize, so we're probably playing against Jund, more than likely Jund or Abzan, or maybe some green-black rock style deck. Okay, they take the Blood Scrivener. Let's go ahead and shock the Overgrown Tomb in. Let's go and swing it for 2. And the cool thing, I'll cover Putrid Leech in just a second. Coming in hot for 2 is going to drop down to 13. And on this one, let's go and go for the Putrid Leech, because we're going to be able to activate that and get into 4 live. Yeah, let's go and get that down. Okay, then we're going to go and pass turn. Alright, now with Putrid Leech, it has an activated ability of pay 2 life. So what we're going to be able to do is pay 2 life, give it +2/+2. So if we are playing against Jund and they have something like Lightning Bolt, looks like it's, yeah, Street Raid's probably going to be Death Shadow now. Makes more sense. But yeah, so as far as Putrid Leech goes, we can pay 2 life and then give it a nice little +2/+2 and swing in. So, ooh, Sultai. Death Shadow, potentially. Alright, man. Think behind that. We do have Abrupt Decay, and we do have Fatal Push in the deck, so hopefully if we can draw into one of those, we'll be able to take care of it. But, yeah, man. It's always fun playing against some nice little Death Shadow, especially Sultai. I love Sultai decks, so. Okay, let's go get the Catacombs down. Liliana of the Veil. It's not a bad draw. Let's go and swing in. Come in and hot. We're going to activate the Putrid Leech. It's going to put us down to 16 once we activate it. Let's go and pay the 2 life. So it's going to be 6 coming across. I'm going to put him down to 2. Okay, Abrupt Decay, fair enough. Waiting for the activation. They're going to get him down to 6. And now if they do have Death Shadow and they lead off with it, we can get into spots where we can just follow up with Liliana and go for the minus ability. So let's go and crack the Catacombs, and we will be able to cast Gravecrawler once we discard it to Liliana of the Veil. We have 1 green source, so let's go to grab a Swamp. Let's go for Liliana, and we're going to go ahead and plus her up. That way each of us have to discard a card. That's the good thing about Gravecrawler is we're going to be chunking. We also have Lotleth Troll in the deck, so we're going to get into spots where we're going to chunk the Gravecrawler to a Lotleth Troll to give it a nice little +1 counter. And then once you have the zombie on the battlefield, you get into spots where you can just recast it. So we're going to be able to swing in for 2 next turn. If they do go for Death Shadow, we have the -2 on Liliana to kind of take care of any sort of threat that they get out there. They're cracking on this one. But yeah, but the Gravecrawler out of the graveyard, man, that's just such an awesome magic card, man. Love it. Okay, Grim Flayer, and sorry about that. They do have active Delirium, so it is a 4/4. But we're going to be able to go for the -2 ability to kind of take care of the Grim Flayer. Draw into Marsh Flats. Let's go ahead and get the Marsh Flats down. Let's go and go Liliana, -2. Target player sacks a creature. Going to take care of the Grim Flayer, and while we have a zombie on the battlefield, let's go ahead and activate cast Gravecrawler, just in case this is Fatal Push. We want to have it on the battlefield. Okay, let's go and swing in for 2. I'm going to put him down to 3, and then next turn we have Gravecrawler and the Wanderer swinging in, so hopefully we'll be able to close it out. We'll see what they have, what the last 2 cards in their hand are. Anything else? No, we're going to go and pass turn. Okay. Just in case, we don't really have a need to crack the Marsh Flats just yet. Let's say they do get a 4-drop down, and we do draw into Fatal Push. We're going to go ahead and leave the fetch land up, just in case we do go for that. Okay, they're going for Traverse. And then, basically, whatever creature they get down, we're going to have the -2 ability on Liliana, so hopefully we should be able to close it out. Snapcaster Mage, okay. And they don't have a land drop for the turn, so we're looking at them flashing in Snapcaster, probably blocking on the Dread Wanderer. Okay, drawn to Marsh Flats. Let's go and get that down. Yeah, let's go and put it down. Let's go and swing in. Either way, we have no cards in hand, so we can bring it back, or we can just recast it out of the graveyard. So let's go and swing in. Coming in hot for 2. Snapcaster comes in, so if they target's not going to matter. They don't have enough mana. and see if we get the chump block on. The Gravecrawler, we can just cast it, or we can pay the 3 and return to the battlefield. So either way, we okay. I'm going to put him down to 1. Let's go ahead and go for the Dread Wanderer out of the graveyard. And let's go in for the plus on the Liliana. Alright, so they had the Flash and Snapcaster to stop us from blocking, so now we're going to be able to make them discard. Okay, take care of Thoughtseize. So they have 1 card in the hand, and we still have an active Liliana to swing in. So they're almost going to have either 2 pieces of removal, just take care of our zombies, or we're going to be able to swing in and kind of close it out. Tarmogoyf, okay. But I think, okay, opponent scoops it up. Let's move this over to sideboard. So it looks like we're just playing a Sultai, probably Sultai Shadow. Maybe they just didn't get into their shadows or something. Let's go and bring in the Victim of Night. Do we want to go for Surgical Extraction? I think I'm okay with just bringing in the Victim of Nights. I like Liliana in the matchup. I like the Lords. And I like the Abrupt Decays. What are we going to cut on this one? Let's go down on a Blood Scrivener. I like the Death Baron in this matchup. Let's go down on 1 Lord of the Accursed. Okay, I like that. But brought in our 2 pieces of removal. We could bring in Lifebane Zombie, but if it is Death Shadow, Sultai, then it may not be that good, especially if we don't hit a Tarmogoyf or something like that. So we'll just leave it out for now and go and ship this over to game 2. But yeah, Death Shadow, man, it's seeing a lot of it pop up in modern, which is pretty cool. It's always been a very unique card to me that I didn't really understand why I didn't get played more. It's always like I built it in a Sultai Delirium deck I built a while back, and man, he was just an all-star in there. And that was kind of before the kind of Death Shadow took over. And Grixis Shadow did really good this past weekend too, in a lot of tournaments. Okay, as far as our opening hand goes, we've got the Dread Wanderer, we have Fatal Push, Victim of Night, Cryptbreaker. Yeah, we're gonna go and keep on this one. Awesome hand. We're on the draw. Hopefully we hit our we hit like a 2-drop zombie. If not, we're gonna have Cryptbreaker online to kind of draw a few extra zombies, and then 2 pieces of removal is always nice. Okay, opponent's going for the bauble, and they are down to 5 cards in hand, so that will be kind of nice with them. I think they had to mulligan. Yeah, they mulligan down to 6. Okay, I'll take that. So probably gonna lead off with the Overgrown Tomb, and I guess we'll go for the Wanderer. Once again, it's going to come into play tapped. If you draw in another 1-drop, we can get it down and activate it with Cryptbreaker the following turn. So let's go and lead off with the Wanderer. Get that delayed trigger. Alright, draw into another Cryptbreaker. Let's go and shock in the Overgrown Tomb. Going to pay 2 life. Yes, indeed. Let's go for the Wanderer. And then we'll go and move the Marsh Flats over. Anything else? No, we're good. Going to go and pass turn. Okay, so next turn, we're looking at Marsh Flats. We're going to be able to get that down, crack it, grab a mountain. I mean, not a mountain. Grab a swamp, unless they have some sort of removal. Then we can go double Cryptbreaker and activate. But they do have Fatal Push, so they'll take care of the Wanderer. If we get into spots where we dump our hand, then we can pay that 3 mana, kind of bring it back. That's another thing I kind of wanted to brew with zombies, was because this new Dread Wanderer card, and you know, I always like a 1-drop zombie. That was pretty cool. Nihil Spellbomb. Fair enough. And you know, this deck, you know, if your opponent has any sort of graveyard hate, it's not the end of the world. We're not really utilizing the graveyard really heavily, so it's okay. Let's go and get the Marsh Flats down. Let's go and crack for a swamp. And let's go and go double Cryptbreaker on this one. And hopefully with the land drop next turn, we can go Death Baron and have some nice little 2/2 swinging in with Death Touch, so we can kind of stop whatever's coming in across from our opponent. And if we hit the land drop, we might end up going for Liliana instead. That way we can get her down, kind of start putting some pressure on our opponent, kind of put them in top deck mode, and then we can slowly start chipping away at them with our zombies. Okay. Cycle the Architects of Will. But yeah, so like the one drops in this deck are just it's a lot of fun playing with Cryptbreaker. You can get a lot of them down. We have the other zombie from Innistrad that enters the battlefield tapped. It's a 2/2. I think it's like that female zombie. So you get into the spots where you just dump all your 1-mana zombies as kind of like little cantrips, and you can start activating the Cryptbreaker, start drawing those cards. And especially if you have the Blood Scrivener out there and you're hellbent, you're going to be able to draw 2 cards and get these cheap zombies back out and just kind of keep refueling your hand and get into spots where if they have enough removal, you can just kind of get these recurring threats to kind of help close the game out. See, we hit, draw into Blood Scrivener. Let's see, we can swing in for 1 right now. Take care of Tarmogoyf. We're at 17 all. And then we have Victim of Night up. Let's go ahead and go Blood Scrivener. We get into a spot to where we can declare a block. Yeah, I don't think we're going to swing in. We're going to get into a spot to where if we wanted to, we could declare a blocker and tap him. But I think at this point, I'm okay with taking 4. It's going to put us down to 13, and then we can just kind of draw a card. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe want to kind of do it now, see if we can't hit the land drop. Let's go and go for that, actually. We're going to tap 3 zombies. And that's the kind of key to the deck, is kind of figuring out when to swing in with your zombies or just kind of just start casting them. Awesome, draw into swamps. Going to get that down. That leaves up Fatal Push. They have 2 cards in hand, so we may go for the push on Tarmogoyf. Actually, let's go and go for that now, just in case they have Stubborn Denial. Definitely want to play around that. That's not fun. So we're going to go for the Fatal Push, take care of Tarmogoyf. They have 2 cards in hand, so hopefully if they don't have another creature, we'll be in a good spot. And plus, we still have Liliana, so we can minus and make them sacrifice a creature. And then depending on what they do get out, if we just simply go Death Baron, we're looking at 3 from the Scrivener, 2, 5. That's going to be 7 coming across, which is going to put them down to 9. So simply getting down a nice little Zombie Lord is a really good way to kind of just push in a nice little Alpha Strike. Okay, passing the turn. If they're going for that, we may end up going for Death Baron, because it forces them, if they're going to be using some sort of removal, they're going to have to use it on the Death Baron, so at least we're going to get in for 4. Now, that does put them in Death Shadow range, but once again, we still have Victim of the Night and Liliana to kind of do a little bit of cleanup. Let's go and swing in for, coming in hot for 7. If they have any blocks or Snapcaster, Fatal Push, something like that, they'll kind of dismantle this. Abrupt Decay, there you go. Okay, drew out the removal spell. Alright, so we're going to get in for 4. It's going to drop them down to 12. And then the next turn, we can just basically get down Liliana and start applying our pressure with those 2 cards in their hand. So, and they're cracking the Spell Bomb now, which is actually pretty good. Okay, there we go. Get over the turn, we'll go and pass turn. But yeah, so when you have multiple copies of Blood Scrivener out there, you get into a spot to where if you are hellbent and you have them out there, you're going to draw an additional card for each one that's out there. So normally you would draw 2 when you would draw 1. So let's say we have 3 of them out there, so you're going to draw the 2 and then 2 additional ones for each one that's out there. So it's, you know, if you have multiple copies out there and ways to kind of tap multiple Cryptbreakers, it's a pretty good way. Pretty good way to draw some cards. Okay, so they get down the, pretty sure they play the Catacombs. Yeah, play the Catacombs. That leaves 3 cards in hand. Yeah, but outside of that, Lotleth Troll, you do get in a spot with Lotleth Troll where you can kind of go, not necessarily Voltron, but you're kind of just getting down Lotleth Troll. Let's say you have a lot of zombies in your hand, and you're trying to get to an active Cryptbreaker with Blood Scrivener. You can chunk all those zombie cards out of your hand. You get those +1 counters on Lotleth, and then you can kind of have a nice little beat stick. And then you can regenerate him for 1 black mana, so it kind of gets into a way to where you can kind of have a nice little chump blocker or kind of just push through some nice damage. He does have trample too, which is a nice little added bonus, so he's definitely one of my favorite zombie cards to play with. Abrupt Decay on the Scrivener. Okay, fair enough. So that 2 cards in hand, so we're definitely going to go for Liliana on this one. And if we hit the land drop, we can go for the Dread Wanderer. Draw into Swamp, beautiful. Let's go and get that down. Let's go for the Liliana. And the Wanderer's going to come into play tap, so we're just going to go ahead and swing in with the Cryptbreakers on this one. Coming in hot for 2 is going to put him down to 9. And let's go and go for the Liliana, the Veil action. Well, we don't hold on to Victim of Night. They've got 2 cards in hand. They didn't play a creature last turn. Yeah, I'm okay with plussing Liliana on this one. We lose Victim of Night, but we can always go for the minus ability on Liliana, kind of take care of whatever creature they get out there, so I like that. Okay, Fatal Push. Yeah, it's kind of one of those, I'd like to hold on to Victim of Night, but you really kind of want to go Hellbent and have your opponent Hellbent too with Liliana. She really does help the deck kind of get into spots where you can really kind of push through this tiny incremental combat damage. Okay, Fatal Push again. And we're going to go for the Liliana activation main phase before we swing in. Lord of the Accursed. Okay. Actually, yeah, let's go and cast that. Don't want to go for it now. We definitely want that nice little Zombie Lord bonus. And then if they do go for some sort of removal, we might tap and draw another card in response, if it resolves. Let's go for the Liliana plus. Each player discards a card. Snapcaster Mage on Fatal Push. Okay. That comes in more than likely. We're looking at Lord of the Accursed to take away the bonus. And then we're still swinging in for... We're going to have a 1-1 swinging in and then a 2-1 swinging in. Yeah, I'm okay with swinging in on that. It'll get rid of the Snapcaster, leave up the Lord if they want to go for the Lord or block on one of these. Yeah, let's go and do that. I was thinking about drawing, tapping the zombies, but I like pushing this in right now because we're going to take care of Snapcaster. It's going to force them to use that Fatal Push probably on the Lord, I would assume. It's going to get rid of the bonus, and we'll have a nice little 2-1. Okay. And then, oh yes, they're going to wait for the, oh nice, Revolt trigger. There we go. Okay. Revolt trigger on Lord of the Accursed, and we'll have a nice little 2-1 to hopefully kind of start doing a little bit of cleanup duty. There we go. Take care of that, and now we're left with a 2-1. In the graveyard, we just have 2 Cryptbreakers, so we do not have a Gravecrawler to cast out there, but, you know, just simply getting a few extra bodies out there is just always good for us. Okay, and we have up to 2 Liliana activations, so they keep ripping creatures, and we can just keep activating Liliana. Lotleth Troll, okay. So going to get down Lotleth. It's going to go for the minus ability on Liliana on our opponent. Swinging for 2, that's going to put him down to 4, so that's going to force him to either have some sort of removal next turn to take care of our 2 zombies. They're going to be lethal. So we're going to swing in for 2 this turn, drop them down to 4, and that'll be lethal next turn. Yeah, sure did, man. Thanks, man. Like yours, too. Yeah, I love Sultai builds. And we are playing in the tournament practice room, so just giving you a heads up. Yeah, I just like to... you know, like, this is not like a tier 1 deck. This is green-black zombies. Like, I just wanted to sit down and I wanted to play green-black zombies. So here we are, and running a deck that's not really tier 1 through the leagues or something like that doesn't really do it justice because, you know, this has been a very nice game of Magic. It's been a very grindy game of Magic. It's been a lot of fun, so definitely enjoyed it. So I do enjoy recording Modern in the tournament practice room sometimes, so pretty fun. Yeah, I always enjoy Sultai build. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have lethal. They just have Misty Rainforest for the draw. They're going to crack, go down to 3. Maybe shock it in, go down to 1, so they can really feast on some zombies. Okay, opponent scoops it up. But yeah, you can see where you're just kind of going grindy. You know, you can use stuff like Liliana the Veil to attack your opponent's hand, and if they're getting any sort of creature out there, you can minus on them and make them get rid of those creatures. So yeah, that's a nice little showing. So, alright everybody, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks.